Hello and what is going on, lovely people of the internet? It is HOOTMONEY here with another video for you guys today. Today we are going to be talking about Jim Cramer and what he said about meme stocks, what he said particularly about what he thinks about meme stock investors, so people like you and me. And he said some interesting things, and he's now calling out the SEC for increased regulation, and he's calling for increased education as well in these meme stocks. So he's basically saying that people don't really know what he's doing, but we'll let you guys figure that one out for yourself because we are going to be watching what he says in this video today. So if you guys want to see more investing videos, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel and leave me that early thumbs up on the video. Giving me that early thumbs up is the #1 thing you can do to help out a small content creator like myself on this platform. So if you don't mind leaving that thumbs up, I will appreciate it very, very much. Now, without further ado, let's get right into the video.
Now let's say you're Gary Gensler and you're thinking about this because this is happening in real time in front of you.
Right.
What should you do?
Well, I think Gary ought to have a series of town meetings explaining how stocks work. I know that Melissa mentioned the term naked shorting the other day, and people went nuts on that. I talked about how Wendy's moved. I think he ought to do what Arthur Levitt did. Town meetings explaining to people how if you do something like this, you have to recognize it can end badly, it can end well. We got the GameStop meeting today. But you know what? We ought to have education coming out of the SEC. Go back to the old days. Instead of the SEC just being quiet and being somewhat laissez-faire, let's get back in. We've got young people coming into the market. We've got 10 million people in Reddit. They need to be educated.
They need to be educated. So he's basically implying that people who are trading these meme stocks such as GameStop, such as AMC, such as Clover are uneducated, which is kind of a bold statement because there is so much information about anything you want to learn about on the internet. Currently, we're in the age of information. So to say that people aren't educated, I think that's a bit of a misrepresentation because I believe that most people understand what's going on with the short squeeze. And if you are going to put a lot of money into a stock, you better know what you're doing, and I think a lot of people do go out and look for that due diligence on a stock before investing. I mean, obviously some people are just saying to hold the stock, hold the line, etc., and they aren't really listening to the education. But if you want to be educated on a short squeeze, plenty of information is out there to do so. But anyways, let's just keep listening to what he has to say.
That's the solution, Andrew, and I know that that's old-fashioned, but I think it would really help because I know that some people feel a lot of money has to be lost. I'd like people to make money as long as they understand that it's not a game.
I just wanted to point out, you guys see this in the top left corner? Citadel Securities. Guys, Cramer and Citadel are on a team right now. That's why he's saying this right now. To be honest, I don't really know why that is there, but it's kind of weird that Citadel Securities is just hanging out there in the background. That's kind of suspicious, I have to say. Sorry about that.
It's not a game.
Jim, I did see you weighing in on Lordstown this morning as well. And it's funny because I was reading about Lordstown yesterday and thinking, I wonder if this is going to be one that the Reddit crowd or the Wall Street Bets crowd then jumps in to defend, because you've got to imagine there's a big short position potentially taking place in Lordstown just based on what you're hearing.
Oh, totally. And in the same way they can do Hertz. Lordstown, I've had them on. I'd like to say, I'd say that they're challenged. When you have that going concern, obviously, I don't think that you don't really need to augment that. It's obvious that they're in big trouble. But I think Fisker's not in trouble. I think Lucid is not in trouble. I think they've got really interesting business models and maybe should be bought. I'm seeing a lot of the stocks that came because of Clover. People are going back to these stocks, but they have to know what they're doing. And only through education can they do that. We have to talk about them. We have to explain them. The SEC has to, again, have town halls explaining to people what investing means.
Who is going to be watching a town hall to get educated? No one wants to do that. I'm pretty sure that most people that watch my channel aren't even going to be the type of people to watch television such as Cramer's show. People who watch my channel are people who are younger, people who are smart and educated due to the resources that we have, like the internet. People can watch YouTubers who have an unbiased opinion. You can surf Reddit to see other information. The information is there. The information is free, and you have all the opportunities in the world to seek out that information. Someone like Cramer, who has Citadel Securities behind his head, yeah, is that someone you guys want to trust? If you're watching the video, leave the comment down below. I don't think that's something that you guys want to trust. I don't think having some boring SEC meeting where they explain fundamental investing is the best way to do so. I just think people have the resources, and if they want to seek out those resources and they want to become a smarter investor, they will do so themselves.
I mean, I think people know more about not hitting, having to hit on a 16 if the dealer's got a queen. I mean, I think that there's more knowledge about blackjack than there is about these. There's more knowledge about sports betting than there is about stocks. We can change that, but the government has to recognize that they have a role.
I just really disagree. Like, there's so much information about stocks on the internet. I learned so much about stocks through the internet, and I have 2 degrees in finance where I learned about stocks through a university education system, getting my bachelor's degree and my master's degree in finance, and I still use the internet all the time to learn more about stocks. So I really don't know what he's saying.
And the role is education, and if they don't, and Gensler knows that, and he wrote a really good book. But if they just do it laissez-faire, a lot of money will be lost, and
it's just not easy to do. I mean, I can see the SEC.
Yeah, meanwhile, they are firing people who are in charge of these investigations because they are too close to hedge funds. The SEC recently fired the person who is in charge of researching these naked short sellers and etc. because this guy was too close to the hedge funds. Guys, do you really trust these people from the SEC to have your backs? I don't know. I think their education system will be in favor of these hedge funds, not in favor of the retail investors. Just leave a comment if you guys agree. That's just how I see it.
Setting up a seminar and say, come learn more about stock trading and how many seats do they fill versus the, hey, you want to come watch some gambling, or you want to come watch some betting on sports, or maybe see what happens at the craps table?
That's just like not even true. First of all, I think Reddit has lots of education activity. I don't think people are just saying, hold the line, all in on AMC. I don't think that's all what people are saying. Like, people are saying legitimate due diligence. Even in the Wall Street Bets community, there is insane due diligence that they're just not recognizing right now. It's not all just throw all your money on the line right now. Like, that's just not what it is at all. Like, I think they just have a completely diluted perception of what is actually going on in the Reddit community and in the meme stock trading community. So anyways,
you don't know, Levitt did it. They had a lot of town hall meetings and they worked. Maybe we get some of the.
Okay, Levitt. I'm just gonna look up this Levitt guy right now. I don't even know who he is personally, but I'm going to use the resources of the internet to learn who this guy is and when he held his position. So let's figure it out. My guess is that Levitt is a very old-fashioned guy. Maybe he was here from the 70s. He worked with the SEC in the 70s, and back then that's when town halls worked. Levitt was appointed to his first 5-year term as the chairman of the SEC by President Clinton in 1993 and reappointed in 1998. Technology has completely changed the world since the 1990s. Having a town hall, doing it the old-fashioned way, isn't going to help anything. People have all the information they want from the internet, which was such a small thing back in the 1990s compared to what it is today. I think Cramer is just completely off the charts right here. I personally think that what Public is doing, the stock trading brokerage, is the perfect thing to do. As you guys can see for AMC right here, underneath the daily move, it says high risk. People understand that trading AMC is high risk for the most part, right? Maybe some investors don't, and they just blindly buy into it, and then they'll lose money because the short squeeze is over and the stock price plummets. However, I do believe that most people do believe that they are engaging in a gambling activity rather than investing, and I think labeling something as high risk is the perfect way to do it. So I think Public is doing a very, very good job. If you guys do want to sign up for Public, you get up to $50 in free stock by using using the link below or the link in the pinned comment section down below, or you can just download the app and use code HOOTMONEY and you get up to $50 in free stock. So it's basically free money by doing that. I definitely think Public is a better stock brokerage than Robinhood. They don't partner up with hedge funds to sell your trading data, to lend out your shares and do all that shady stuff behind your back. Public actually works with you as the investor. They only make money based off of customer tips, so you can tip them and that's how they make their money. So you know that they have your backs and they're gonna give you great customer service if you invest with Public. So that's why I really like Public as an investing app. You can use that link below, up to $50 free money. Anyways, let's get back into the Cramer.
The more exotic, mad tendies kind of people in a room and have them talk about why they do what they do. Have the options guys who have no choice but to sell calls and they can't hedge. Tell them what they do and just educate. I don't know what else to say. If we don't educate, then we're not doing our jobs, because otherwise it really is just gamification and gambling, and we shouldn't support that.
While I do agree with him that this is gambling, I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. I think people understand what they are doing, and I think they have a much better odds of making money off of something like a short squeeze than something like actual gambling where the odds are stacked up against you. With a short squeeze, you're literally taking money from people who go short on a stock, which increases your odds of making money compared to something like gambling where the house is rigging the contest in order for you to win. If you sit down at a slot machine and you do it 1,000 times, you're almost guaranteed to lose money. But if you invest in a stock that is squeezing out short positions, you're literally making money off of the house, which is completely different in my opinion. The house is losing in this situation, and in gambling or doing a sports book, the house is typically winning because the odds are rigged against you. So while it still is gambling, I do think the odds are more likely to be in your favor. Yes, you can lose tons of money. AMC could drop 60% in a single day and you can lose a ton of money. I just think the odds are much better than gambling. And I think Cramer and a bunch of other older investors don't really have a clear picture of what is going on in this younger generation's head. They don't really understand the influx of information that we receive from social media. He thinks that most people are just going into this blind, and I'm sure some people are going into this blind, but there are a lot of people that know what they're doing with these short squeezes. And while it's not really proper investing, like fundamental investing, I wouldn't be calling these meme stock investors uneducated, because I really do think that is far from the truth. There's many educated minds in this meme stock rally. That's about it for the video for you guys today. I hope you guys enjoyed. This was a fun one to make. I definitely did lose some respect for Cramer after watching this one, but you know, it is what it is. And while I agree that fundamental investing is definitely better than meme stock investing, I don't think that these meme stock investors are uneducated. So I'm sorry, Cramer. I have to disagree with you on this one. Well, anyways, that's about it for the video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and peace.